हसरत है हमारी बाबा, कर दो वो पूरी आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके।
आप लोगों ने इस वर्ष चारों ओर क्या संदेश दिया है? परिवर्तन सभी फंक्शन में सुना है। जहाँ भाषण किए परिवर्तन के टॉपिक पर बहुत अच्छे अच्छे भाषण किए। इस वर्ष सेवा में परिवर्तन का लक्ष्य औरों को भी दिया है ना। चारों ओर बहुत अच्छे धूमधाम से दिया है। बाप दादा खुश है तो आप अपने लिए भी ये चेक करो कि हर रोज हर दिन क्या परसेंटेज पे परिवर्तन हुआ। परिवर्तन चढ़ती कला का, गिरती कला का नहीं। बाप दादा भी हर एक बच्चे का चार्ट देखता है। आप सोचेंगे सभी बच्चों का देखते हैं या कोई विशेष का देखता है, लेकिन नहीं। बाप दादा चाहे लास्ट है चाहे फर्स्ट है, सभी बच्चों का कभी कभी, रोज नहीं, कभी कभी सभी का चार्ट देखते हैं। हंस रहे हैं तो बाप दादा ही सुनाते में क्या है ना। आज का दिन मनाने का है ना, इसलिए नहीं सुनाते। लेकिन आगे के लिए इशारा दे रहे हैं कि आज के दिन का जो महत्व है, व्रत लेना अर्थात दृढ़ संकल्प लेना। व्रत को कभी सच्चे भगत तोड़ते नहीं है। तो बाप दादा बच्चों को फिर से इशारा दे रहे हैं कि अभी भी आगे के लिए पहले फाउंडेशन, संकल्प शक्ति अभी भी कभी कभी वेस्ट ज्यादा और नेगेटिव वेस्ट से थोड़ा कम, थोड़ा।
बड़ी मन भावनी मुरली प्रेम से प्राणों को सींचे। रसीली तान की ये डोर आपकी ओर ही खींचे, आपकी ओर ही खींचे। रूहानी स्नेह का जादू आपकी मीठी
Om Shanti. Become a carefree emperor of the land without sorrow by being full with all attainments, detached from sorrow. On seeing and hearing about the situations of the waves of sorrow of the children, Bap Dada thinks, children of the ocean of happiness, the emperors of the land without sorrow. So where did the waves of sorrow come from? Wherever Brahmin souls are, even if they are in the midst of an atmosphere of sorrow, are like lotus flowers. You are detached from sorrow and emperors of the land without sorrow. So no waves of sorrow can pull you towards them. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Welcome to Avikti Parivar. Today's day 14. Become a carefree emperor of the land without sorrow by being full with all attainments. Today's topic, detached from sorrow. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, Baba's children, Emperor children, Emperor of the land free from sorrow. I had never thought that you will be attached to sorrow. You can be attached to happiness. You can be attached to people, but not to sorrow. But today Baba is saying you should be detached from sorrow. I know that in some of the religions and in path of bhakti, they believe that sorrow also is gift of God. So you should accept it. You should remain sad. There are some who punish themselves by being in sorrow. They say this is how we are able to settle our karmic accounts. So they allow themselves to suffer, to be in the sorrow, or to get depressed. So it's kind of, we can say, attachment or acceptance. I know in Christianity also, I have met some day, 3 days I am punishing myself. So I have to remain in sorrow. I have to starve myself. It's like they make themselves, their mind and body suffer. They think they are settling karmic accounts. So I think there is this habit or some kind of faith some concept of allowing to suffer or make yourself suffer. And that is why Baba is saying you should be detached. Especially now at confluence age, our relationships should be to give happiness, take happiness. And also because we know that we are going to land of happiness. So I should not have any thoughts, my nature or sanskars, any habits which causes sorrow. So it's really interesting to see how people, they get very upset or angry, and then they will cry, they will repent, they will be sad, regret a lot. Oh, I shouldn't have done it. It shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't. They do it, they create it, and then they suffer from that. So today's homework, detached from sorrow. On seeing and hearing about the situations of the waves of sorrow of the children, Babdana thinks that children of the ocean of happiness, the emperors of the land without sorrow. So where did the waves of sorrow come from? Baba says, so wherever Brahmin souls are, even they are in the midst of, in the atmosphere of sorrow, they are like lotus flowers. So you are detached from sorrow, an emperor of the land without sorrow. Baba says that so that no waves of sorrow can pull you towards them. You must have seen if there is a accident and people are hurt and people are passing from there, they will express sympathy. They will express their sorrow, their sadness because of the injured ones in the accident. So there are many, many situations where you are not involved, but still you feel sorrow and you take that sorrow, make yourself also sad because of the situations with others. So Baba is giving us homework, very interesting one, be detached from sorrow. So definitely we will think about it, reflect on that, and inculcate this habit which Baba wants us to do. Om Shanti.
Shanti.
Hello, Om Shanti.
Hello, Sister Mohini. Here I am again, talking to you, but I suppose I wouldn't continue on yesterday's topic of the source of income because you still need time to think about it. But one thing I want to say before I go on to tonight's topic, and that is this morning's Murli, I thought about it some more, and I felt maybe earning an income through the source of knowledge is perhaps very different from resources coming into the yajna. And one is personal because I'm earning as I study, as Baba said today, study, 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 don't miss the Murli and study from him. Don't study from an interpretation of what he says, study directly from the teacher. as opposed to the yagya, which is the collective, and things coming into the yagya as resources. It is very different, isn't it? Because one is individual and the other is a collective one. I just wanted you to touch on it maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it is like in Laukic world, you study. So you're preparing yourself for earning income. That means you get a good job. And so knowledge also is two things, power to discern and wisdom. So, when you have knowledge, your power to discern is very clear, is very elevated, right?
Mm.
But also, I think that when you are wise in your life, you are more fortunate. It's not in a Laukic way you earn, but I think that basically what happens is, I'm still thinking that when Baba said knowledge is source of income, yeah, it's not bringing resources to yagya, which anyone can, it's not necessarily those who study very well, but also you are qualified to have a status in golden age, because it is the knowledge which is helping you to have powers or helping you to have more and more virtues. So your status in golden age, that means overall you are becoming elevated, you earned income through the knowledge. And how I see it, that you are in golden age, you can claim high status. That means you are worthy child of Baba. So definitely you are air soul, and air soul will always earn more. No? So earning here is not bringing resources, but claiming high status.
And that would also be, today he also talked about spiritual authority. So that source of income will also manifest at the confluence age as the spiritual authority that Baba entrusts you with because of that studying that you did to master the knowledge.
Yeah. And the becoming trustee, trustworthy. There's more and more trust, and Baba gives responsibility to take care of yagya. So even at confluence age, you earn a status, not necessarily position or role, but definitely spiritually higher. So not only golden age, but even at confluence age, you are well respected because you are becoming the embodiment of knowledge. That means whatever you think and do, you discern, whatever you do is coming from knowledge. So knowledge becomes source of income.
Just
Are you thinking something else?
Yeah, I'm thinking of something today, and I'm glad that I was asked to be with you this tonight, because I feel I can ask you this question because I'm turning on it. Today, I was on a panel at the UN, and it was on the Commission on the Status of Women, which is happening right now. And the panel of conversation among women, including me, was on love and courage in today's world. And it is very connected with the homework of being detached from sorrow. And of course, in the conversation, what became very obvious is that women are carrying a lot of the heaviness of sorrow that is a result from the actual Kali Yugi system we're living in. So one is the sorrow that comes from relationships but the other is the sorrow that comes from having to live and work in a world that is almost built to discriminate against women, and that they don't get equal pay, they're discriminated against because of their gender, they're abused more, all these things are connected to women. And so when Baba talks about this sorrow that we need to be detached from, is sorrow experienced differently for a soul living in a woman's body and a soul living in a man's body?
I think that even if there is sorrow for man, man will take out in form of anger, or sometimes like, it shouldn't be different, but women some or other express what they feel more openly. And because they express their emotions, so their sorrow is talked. But one thing I must say that one is how woman is treated and how women, their expectations. Also, I feel that they have habit. It's lack of self-respect, or it's the habit of taking sorrow too. Because somewhere emotionally dependent, as if I have to be given this, maybe I have to be respected, maybe I have to, so I feel that woman of course you said courage is definitely there, but I also feel that woman should herself not see that I am lower and I am not treated the way it should be. Should I take it? That's another thing. It might be there certain percentage, but there are a lot of things are appreciated of the woman too. It's not only discrimination in the sense of what they are and how they perform, but there are a lot of things which they appreciate. It's good quality of women. I remember that there are many couples, they have their business together, let's say. So some men like their wives to be, involved and know what is going on. But there was this man, he had a big shop, big store. And he always said, whenever my wife comes, for few days even, my business, my financially, everything gets better because she knows much more about how to manage money. So there are some people, lot of people actually, they are making partners, women as partner in the business. They feel that they are better in managing. So there are a lot of things which are being appreciated of women too. So we should keep that in mind also.
Yes, of course. And also not just to admire it in women, but also to see how it can transform the atmosphere, how it could transform the structures that we work in, even if those structures are tiny to begin with. What I'm hearing you say, the woman should be aware of her strengths and use it systematically and consistently to change atmospheres and to change the structures that we're living in. So having understood that, Baba made it a point to say that the centers will be run by women. That only changed, I think, with some of the brothers running centers in the minority still. And those brothers are very special, of course. But most of the centers, the national coordinators, the national coordinating teams, etc., are mostly sisters. And And usually, even when a sister gets into a position of authority, power, sometimes that sister can become an instrument to give sorrow to other sisters. And it seems as though then that sister could become attached to giving sorrow to others because it kind of reinforces that position of power. So what do you think Baba would caution us of as sisters running centers, being in those positions? He cautions us not to give the sorrow and not to create these waves of sorrow for others. What would be that caution that Baba would have given to all of you in your generation that you have passed down to, say, our generation and others?
Actually, the first part of one of the reason, in today's world, man already has authority, and also in the religion, spiritual world also, religious field, most of the gurus are men. There was a time that woman was never a priestess. Even in Christianity, as you know, that women are not given that position and men will have that. So Baba wanted that position of coordinator or in charge at more humble level, not in arrogance or not in using authority or not in like dictating people. So now when it comes to, I think that sometimes insecurity is like, if I have a student, now if that student will be, other teachers from other places might call her for certain things. And yesterday a doctor came to me, his Baba's child, and she said, she was crying. I said, what's the problem? She said, because I'm doctor, I do cataract surgery. So I like to come to Madhuban and I spend about 2 weeks in global cooperation. And then I help at other places also. But my teacher gets very, very, she used the word very angry. And she said, it's like mad, So I said, what's her problem? She said she doesn't want her to go anywhere, only do seva at that same center. But I like, so I said, you shouldn't be scared. You should do unlimited service as you want to do it. She said, but then she's upset. I said, that's okay. Then she said, maybe I change the center. So I said, that's a good idea too. In the sense of you just tell her that if you get upset, angry, I'm going to move out of this. So as you're saying that somewhere, sometimes this insecurity and limited attitude can also hurt others, may not be teachers of the same level, but students also. So I think that there is something in each gender. And if we understand, it's not gender, it's we have to represent Baba, right? We have to represent Baba's qualities, what a yagya instrument should have. Then it will work well, right?
Mm-hmm. And one of the things, it was actually from Aza, and you may have remembered Aza, and right now, of course, they're going through this month of Ramadan. They're going through their Ramadan. She's from Egypt. She was one of the panelists. And the question that was asked to us was, if a young person comes and wants to aspire to something big, as women, how would you mentor them? Where would you lead them? And how would you lead them so that they're not disappointed? And I think also for the Yagya today, a lot of young sisters are coming and brothers, but because it's women, I'm focusing on sisters. And when they come, of course, they see the yajna as very big. They see opportunities as unlimited. They could aspire to the stars. They could become little gurus in their own right. But at the end of the day, while they're exploring all of this, what would be the grounding, the core principles that you would want for them to uphold in themselves as they're exploring and wanting to fulfill their dreams? And what she said was exactly what Daddy Janki and what you also, the seniors, teach us. And she said her grandmother, her mother told her, and of course she worked for a long time in the UN and she was always in international work. So she said her mother told her that at the end of her work, her career, when she looks back at it, her success and her pride should be in the relationships she created, in the friends that she made, and in the connections that were strong. And I think that's exactly what Daddy Janki told us at the UN, that you're here to make friends, you're here to make strong relationships, and you're here to make strong connections. And I think that when we talk about sorrow, if we see our growth in this way, that ultimately happiness comes from good relationships, from good connections, and from strong friendships, then there may be a natural detachment from that sorrow that we accumulate when we go in like a bull in a china shop and wanting to get everything and knocking everybody else over. But how do we stay aligned to those things that matter? So at the end of whatever term I look back at my life, like after 10 years, 20 years, I would be proud for having done those subtle things rather than the big outcomes, because I will be a happier person. What do you think of that, Sister Mohini? I thought it was so wise what she said.
Yeah, definitely very practical and real. But I also remember that the Prakashmani's 3 words: be instrument, be humble, and be constructive. It's like we remember these 3 words. So the first comes like, I'm God's instrument. That's where worship Shakti comes. My power and strength is from God. And then I have to be very humble and very clean. And then third one is that always constructive, whether in conversations, wherever you are, just see how you built it, not diminish it or destroy it, but rather being very constructive. But same what Dadi Janki had these 3 words also. So she always said that you should have truth, cleanliness, and also third one, simplicity. So I think that our Dadis have given us few words of their own practical life, which we should think about, inculcate, and be embodiment of them. I like those.
Thank you very much. They're very powerful, and I will share them with the others. Thank you, Sister Mohini.
Thank you, Gayatri Ben. Om Shanti.
जीवन के दाता, सांसों के स्वामी, ये नैया की पतवार तुमको है अर्पण। जीवन के दाता, सांसों के स्वामी, ये नैया की पतवार तुमको है अर्पण। प्राणों के प्यारे बाबा हमारे, प्राणों के प्यारे बाबा
ओम शांति, ओम शांति।
संगम युग का वर्षा यही है, शिव से मिलन मनाना। समय श्वास संकल्प सभी सेवा में लगाना। पवित्रता बरसाए जग में, पवित्रता बरसाए जग में। फरिश्ता झलक तुम्हारी, फरिश्ता झलक तुम्हारी। शिव पिता ने दी है तुमको, शिव पिता ने दी है तुमको श्रीमत कितनी प्यारी, श्रीमत कितनी प्यारी। मीठे बच्चों प्यारे।
हम तो कहते हैं बाबा के 100 मान की लिस्ट अपने पास याद होना चाहिए या होनी चाहिए लिखत में भी। रोज एक भिन्न भिन्न 100 मान में रहो, बाबा से बातचीत करके सवेरे एक 100 मान अपना सामने रखो। आज मैं इस 100 मान के स्मृति में रहूंगा, बड़ा मजा आएगा, भिन्न भिन्न हो जाएगा ना। एक बिंदु तो है ही, लेकिन मैं बिंदु किस रूप में हूं वो भिन्न भिन्न 100 मान। और हम सभी को सुनाते हैं कि पुरुषार्थी हो तो 2 बातें जरूर करो। एक बात तो जब सवेरे आपकी बिस्तर पर आंख खुलती है, तो आंख खुलते ही गुड मॉर्निंग शिव बाबा, भले लेटे हुए हो, लेकिन आंख खुलते शिव बाबा गुड मॉर्निंग। वैसे भी कहा जाता है आज मेरा दिन अच्छा नहीं बीता, पता नहीं किसकी शिक्ल देख ली। तो सबसे अच्छे में अच्छा कौन? शिव बाबा। तो आंख खुलते ही, भले तैयार तो पीछे होंगे, लेकिन आंख खुलते ही पहले शिव बाबा गुड मॉर्निंग। तो सारा दिन वो सवेरे का जो गुड मॉर्निंग की है ना, वो ही स्मृति में रहेंगे। और दूसरी बात, जब रात को सोते हो तो जो भी सारे दिन में आपके चला, चाहे अच्छा चाहे कोई खराब भी हो गया, लेकिन सारा अपना पोता मेल वो बाबा को देके फिर सोना। अगर गलती भी हो गई हो तो अगर आप में हिम्मत हो तो उस गलती की माफी भी ले लो, फिर धर्मराजपुरी में आपको जाना ही नहीं पड़ेगा, क्योंकि डायरेक्ट बाबा से माफी ले ली। और दूसरा इसमें फायदा क्या होता है, दिमाग में सारे दिन का जो भी किया वो भरा हुआ तो होता है ना, लेकिन बाबा को सारे दिन का दे देंगे तो आपका दिमाग बिल्कुल खाली हो जाए। कोई भी दिमाग में बात नहीं हो, खाली दिमाग हो, तो नींद कैसी आएंगी? हमने अनुभव किया है। तो 2 घंटे की नींद 4 घंटे 5 घंटे की फीलिंग कराती है। बस बाबा को गुड नाइट करेंगे तो लास्ट में बुद्धि में क्या रहेगा? बाबा गुड नाइट। तो आपका दिमाग हल्का रहेगा। और मानो होता है ये कि की हुई कल की बात फिर दूसरे दिन आ भी जाती है। उसका तरीका भी बहुत सहज अच्छा है। आपने बाबा को दे दी, तो दी हुई चीज अगर आपके पास गलती से आ भी जावे तो आप अलमारी में रखेंगे? दी हुई चीज कभी भी अपने पास रखी नहीं जाती। अगर आपके पास बार बार वो कल वाली बात फिर आवे तो आप इस तरीके से, मेरी है ही नहीं, ये दी हुई चीज है, दी हुई चीज मैं अपने पास रख नहीं सकती। इसकी भी मदद मिल जाएगी आपको। दूसरे दिन अगर कल की बातें या ऐसी जो नहीं चाहते हैं वो फिर भी आ जाती है, आपको दी हुई बात की स्मृति दिलाने से फिर भूल जाए।
हमारे साथ का एक पल कई जन्मों से बेहतर है। सफल हर पल हुआ अपना, नजर तेरी जो हम पर है, नजर तेरी जो हम पर है। यही यादें ही रह कर चमक जाती है जो बिजली तुम्हारे प्यार से बाबा।
Om Shanti Avekti Parivar. So tomorrow is Friday and our schedule from Amrit Vela 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. In the evening, Avekti Children Muli class from 5 to 5:15 p.m. Bhatti will start at 6 p.m. followed by Hindi series, English series and Avekti Journey. Welcome to Avekti Journey, Avek Murlis from 1969. Multi-million fold fortune and blessings.
Om Shanti. Avyakt Murli, 6th of August, 1972. The reason for mischievous attitude, forgetting the vow. You have taken the vow of remaining like a lotus flower whilst living in the household, have you not? How can those who are like a lotus flower be under the influence of external situations? They should be loving and detached. If you stabilize yourself in your elevated attitude, can any atmosphere or vibration, etc., make you fluctuate? The atmosphere is created through your attitude. If your attitude is elevated, then on the basis of your attitude, you're able to make the atmosphere pure. Do you have this much power? Or is the power of the atmosphere more powerful? When you come under the influence of any type of atmosphere, you should be able to finish any weakness the moment it enters your mind. But you even speak of it saying, "What can I do? The atmosphere is like this." It was because of the atmosphere that my attitude became mischievous. What do you consider yourself to be when you speak these words? What soul are you at that time? A weak soul. You have forgotten yourself at that time. In a Lokik way also, does anyone forget himself? Who am I? Whose child am I? What is my occupation? If anyone forgot this, then everyone would laugh at him. At that time, look at yourself. Have I forgotten myself? Have I forgotten my father? Have I forgotten my position? Now, make this vow firm. Then see how you become victorious at all times. Nothing will be able to make you fluctuate. Revise this vow in your intellect again and again. What promise have I made to the Father? What vow have I taken? Then that vow will be refreshed and it will remain in your awareness. The more it remains in your awareness, the more power there will be. Now, make yourself this powerful. Keep the aim that you should become number one. What will you leave in the land of blessings as a memorial of being the number one group? From that sign, the number will automatically be revealed. Leave behind such a memorial. Something is remembered by its memorial. In order to become such an example, you will then have to perform special wonders. Only when someone does something wonderful is there a memorial created. Now, we will see what memorial this group leaves behind for all time. This sign should also be imperishable. Now, you experience the attainment of all powers within yourselves. Do you not? Om Shanti.
Become a carefree emperor of the land without sorrow by being full with all attainments. Detached from sorrow. On seeing and hearing about the situations of the waves of sorrow of the children. Bab Dada thinks. Children of the ocean of happiness, the emperors of the land without sorrow. So where did the waves of sorrow come from? Wherever Brahmin souls are, even if they are in the midst of an atmosphere of sorrow, are like lotus flowers. You are detached from sorrow and emperors of the land without sorrow, and emperors of the land without sorrow. So no waves of sorrow can pull you towards them.
सर्व प्राप्ति संपन्न बेगमपुर के बेफिक्र बादशाह बनो। दुख से न्यारे बाप दादा बच्चों की दुख की लहर की बातें सुनकर व देखकर सोचते हैं कि सुख के सागर के बच्चे बेगमपुर के बादशाह फिर दुख की लहर कहाँ से आई। ब्राह्मण आत्माएं जहाँ भी हो, दुख के वायुमंडल के बीच भी कमल समान है। दुख से न्यारे बेगमपुर के बादशाह है, उन्हें कोई भी दुख की लहर अपनी तरफ खींच नहीं सकती। ओम शांति।
Recording stopped.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Mohini Didi, Om Shanti.
Thank you, Baba.
Om Shanti Agya
Om
Parivar.
Om
Shanti,
Shanti.
Mohini Didi, Om
Good night.
Good night.
Priyanjal. Thank you, Baba.
Good morning, Shukriya
Thank you,
Baba.
Baba.